Hey guys, what's up? It is June 29th, 2012, and so my video today is going to be a Hackintosh build. Now, before we start going into the components, I just want to say that I designed this to go with the very principles of the Mac. An easy-to-use computer that is there, and nice and looks good and is quiet. I did not design this to be overclocked or for extreme gaming, if you could even try that on a Mac. But what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, and it'll come back to me. So let's jump right in. So the processor is a Intel Core i5-2400. This is from Micro Center. It's $140. It runs at 3 gigahertz, something like that. Somewhere between 2.9 and 3.1. It's a quad core. It's very fast. Got 6 megs of L3 cache. It'll do fine for everything. It's only a slight bit behind the 2500K, and you're not really going to be overclocking, especially on the motherboard I picked. So the motherboard is a Gigabyte GA H61 and USB 3. It's $80. It's from Newegg, and it has 2 DIMM slots between it. It has HDMI out and stuff like that, and it has USB 3.0, so it'll do great. For the RAM, we have 8 gigs of Corsair Vengeance, runs at 1600 megahertz, and I've heard it works very well with Hackintoshes. And I have it in my own system, and it works great in Windows too. For the graphics card, we'll be using a ASUS GT520 1GD3 CSM. This is a fully silent single slot version of the NVIDIA GT520. It'll do fine for all of the games that Macs will be able to run, like TF2, Portal, stuff like that. For the cooler, which the reason I threw in a cooler is because the Intel stock one will be a little loud, and I want this to be pretty silent at stock speeds. It's a Cooler Master Hyper 212 Evo. If you decide to go with an unlocked processor, then you can overclock. So the power supply is a Corsair Builder Series. It's a CX430. It's only $20 after a mail-in rebate on Newegg, which I am pretty surprised about this. It's kind of like, it's almost like they're trying to sell these kind of power supplies that are reliable at budget prices, so you don't buy budget power supplies. But who cares, to win for us. Next we have for the case, we have a BitPhoenix Prodigy. This is the Arctic White version. I like the way it looks. It's small. It actually looks like a Mac a lot, so if you want something that's totally a Mac, this is pretty freaking cool. I've heard it's a very nice case to build into. It has plenty of expandability. For our SSD, which will be our boot drive, we have a Corsair Nova Series 2 30 gig SSD. It's not the biggest SSD necessarily, but it'll hold all of macOS line. It'll be faster than the hard drive. It's SATA 2, so it is a little limited than that, but it's a little older, but it'll still blow away the other the hard drive. So for the hard drive, we have a Seagate Barracuda. It's 1 terabyte, spins at 7,200 RPM, and it has 32 megabytes of cache. It should do fine for all of your bulk data that you need to store, and it'll be fast enough. We have a Samsung DVD burner, which you always need, and then of course we have Mac OS X 10.6 Snow Leopard, which that is $30, and it's Mac OS. If you want to upgrade to Lion, so that you can eventually upgrade to Mountain Lion, that's $30 also, but it's still actually cheaper than Windows, which I was surprised about. So, what is the total damage? Only $638.90. And that's pretty good, considering that a lot of those items on Newegg have free shipping. So, you'll be good to go. You have your Hackintosh. You can work and play as much as you want on it. Oh yeah, remember what I was going to say. If you ever want to use like an NVIDIA chipset, like an additional Enforce chipset, or an AMD CPU or motherboard or chipset, you cannot do that. It will not work with macOS. So that's just kind of some advice if you want to kind of tweak this rig. You can't use a bulldozer, you can't use a phenom, you can't use like a Athlon. So that'll do it for today's build. Thank you all for watching, and please like, favorite, and subscribe.